Imagine finding a simple job ad. Easy night shift, good pay, nothing unusual. But what if that job came with a set of eerie rules? Rules that, if broken, could cost you more than just your paycheck. First, it seemed like a quiet gas station job, until I realized I wasn't alone. The knocks at the window, the voices on the phone, and the shadows lurking just beyond the light. I thought I could handle it, but I was wrong. I never thought answering a simple job ad would change my life. But now I sit in my dimly lit room at 3 a.m., afraid to close my eyes. Every creak and groan of the house makes me jump. It all started with that ad in the local newspaper. Night shift attendant needed at Twilight Gas Station. Competitive pay, flexible hours. Must follow instructions precisely. Apply in person. I was desperate for a job. My parents had been nagging me to get work experience before college. They kept saying it would teach me responsibility and the value of hard work. A night shift sounded perfect. Work while everyone slept. Have my days free. How hard could it be? A quiet gas station with the occasional late-night traveler. Maybe even time to read. It seemed like an easy gig. Twilight Gas Station sat at the town's edge, surrounded by dense forest. I'd driven past it, but never stopped. It looked old and run down compared to the modern stations in town. When I applied, the manager, Mr. Thompson, barely looked at my application before hiring me on the spot. That should have been my first warning. You start tonight, he said, handing me a key and a folded paper. Follow these rules exactly, and you'll be fine. Expecting normal instructions, I unfolded the paper. Instead, I found 1. Do not leave the store between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. 2. Ignore any knocking on the windows after midnight. 3. At 2:15 a.m., the phone will ring. Answer, listen for 30 seconds, then hang up. Do not speak. 4. If a customer wears all red, don't look them in the eye. Ring up their items, but don't take cash. 5. Keep the bathroom locked, nor any noises from inside. 6. At 3:33 a.m., turn off the lights for 60 seconds. Do not move. 7. If you see a black dog outside, close the blinds and recite a prayer 3 times. 8. The coffee machine will start at 4 a.m. Let it run. Do not drink the coffee. 9. If someone asks for something from the back room, refuse and suggest another station. 10. At 5:55 a.m., place a penny on the counter. If it's still there at 6 a.m., call the emergency number. I laughed nervously, but Mr. Thompson's face was grim. These rules aren't suggestions. They keep you safe. That first night was uneventful. I followed the rules, and nothing weird happened. Until the second night, around 1:30 a.m., a soft knock tapped against the window. I froze. The knocking grew louder, moving from window to window. My heart pounded, but I didn't look. Then, at 2:15 a.m., the phone rang. I answered, static, then whispering. Then, my name. A week in, I met a red-clad customer, a woman dressed in crimson, placed gum, a lighter, and a magazine on the counter. I only have cash, she said, her voice melodic. Sorry, our system is down, I muttered. Avoiding her gaze, she paused. I felt her eyes on me. When she finally left, I made the mistake of glancing up. Her eyes, black voids, locked onto mine. I couldn't breathe. Then she was gone. I wanted to quit, but curiosity kept me coming back. Then, one night, a man asked for something from the back room. When I refused, his face darkened. Don't lie to me, he growled. He stormed out, and that's when I saw it. An enormous black dog in the parking lot. Its red eyes locked onto mine. My blood turned to ice. I scrambled to close the blinds, my hands shaking. Whatever was out there, I wasn't ready to face it. I heard the scratching at the door, my heart pounding in my ears. Desperate, I began reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven. Scratching grew louder, more frantic. The dog outside snarled and barked, its rage muffled by the glass but no less terrifying. Hallowed be thy name. A heavy thud shook the door, as if something massive had thrown itself against it. I flinched, but kept going. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Noises escalated, the dog sounding like it was trying to tear the building apart. And forgive us our trespasses. Then suddenly, silence. The absence of noise was almost as terrifying as the chaos before it. I finished the prayer twice more, my voice barely above a whisper. When I finally worked up the courage to peek out the window, the parking lot was empty. No sign of the dog, no sign of anything. The rest of my shift was spent huddled behind the counter, jumping at every sound. When 3:33 a.m. arrived, I almost welcomed the minute of darkness. It was better than seeing whatever might lurk in the shadows. As dawn approached, I let out a breath of relief. Another night survived. I placed a penny on the counter at 5:55 a.m., just as the rules demanded. When the bell over the door chimed, expecting Mr. Thompson, I looked up, only to see the man from earlier, the one who had asked about the back room. He wasn't alone. With him stood the woman in red and several others, their black, empty eyes locked onto me. "We're closed," I stammered, even though it wasn't quite 6 a.m. yet. The man smiled, a cold, humorless grin. "Oh, I think you'll want to stay open for us," he said. "We've come for what's in the back room, and this time, we're not taking no for an answer." I glanced at the clock, 5:59 a.m. Just one more minute. Maybe Mr. Thompson would arrive. "There is no back room," I insisted, my voice shaking. "Please, you need to leave." The woman in red stepped forward, her voice musical but laced with menace. "We know there is," she said, "and we know you have the key. Give it to us, and we'll let you live." I backed against the wall, shaking my head. "I don't have any key. I don't know what you're talking about." They advanced, their empty eyes gleaming under the fluorescent lights. Panic surged through me. Then I remembered. The rules. They had kept me safe before. Maybe they could save me now. With trembling hands, I reached for the light switch. The group hesitated, confused. Taking a deep breath, I flipped the switch. Darkness swallowed the store. I held my breath, counting. 1, 2, 3. I heard movement, footsteps on the linoleum. Something brushed against my arm. 58, 59, 60. I flipped the lights back on. The store was empty. Just as I started to think I had imagined it all, the bell chimed. Mr. Thompson walked in, looking grim. "You did good, kid," he said, a rare hint of admiration in his gruff voice. Not many make it this far. I had a million questions, but all I could manage was a weak, What were they?" He shook his head. "Trust me, you're better off not knowing. Go home, get some rest." Then he hesitated, "And maybe start looking for a different job. This life, it's not for everyone." I nodded numbly and gathered my things. As I was leaving, his voice stopped me. "Oh, and kid, whatever you do, don't take any job offers from them, no matter what they promise you." For days, I tried to convince myself it had all been a hallucination, but then strange things started happening at home. I'd wake up to find my lights on. Whispering echoed from my closet. And one night, I woke to a single penny on my nightstand. My blood ran cold. I glanced at the clock. 5:54 a.m. With shaking hands, I placed the penny on my desk and watched. 5:55 came and went. The penny didn't move. 5:59. I started to relax. Then, at exactly 6 a.m., I heard it. A soft knock at my window. I froze. Second rule. If you hear knocking after midnight, ignore it. Do not look outside. Knocking came again, more insistent. Then a voice, Mr. Thompson's, but wrong, distorted. "Kid," it whispered, "we need to talk. There's been a change in management at the gas station. We've got an opening for assistant manager. The pay is good. The benefits, well, they're out of this world." I clenched my fists, fighting the urge to respond. "All you have to do is say yes," the voice continued. "Say yes, and all of this can be over." "No," I whispered. A long silence. Then the voice turned cold. You can't run forever, kid. Sooner or later you'll come back. They always do. Claws scraped against the glass. Then nothing. When I finally looked, the sun was rising. The penny was gone. But I knew it wasn't over. The things lurking in the darkness weren't done with me yet. If you ever see a help wanted sign at a gas station late at night, keep driving. Don't look back. Because once you start the night shift, you can never really leave. If you had to follow a strict set of rules to survive the night, which one do you think you'd accidentally break first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love creepy stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because you never know what's waiting in the dark. Eyes.